Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Oh, it's starting. There's no doubt it's starting. I spoke about this. I'm sure many of other YouTubers have spoken about this. When the market starts to crash, all hell's going to break loose. It's going to start a domino effect. Now, I want you to keep in mind the Democrats allowing people out of prison, not prosecuting people. Crime rates are going up. They're allowing people to loot stores, saying that these poor people, they just want to eat. These are things they just need. No, they're looting. And because of all the criminality that they're allowing to happen in these cities, stores are closing down left and right. Now, as those stores close down, then those people are unemployed. That means there's less jobs in your community because stores are closing down. And if there's less jobs in your community, that means there's less people with the ability to go out and buy things, especially fast food. So let's get into this because I'm going to show you the chain reaction to all the things that the Dems are allowing you should take in consideration. Before we get started, if you're not a subscriber, please do so because when you do, it helps out the channel and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver or any other precious metals for that matter, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. When you purchase over there at Money Metals Exchange, you will now be automatically entered into a chance to get free giveaways. This month, you'll be automatically registered to be one of 3 people who will receive 10 ounces. That's 10 silver eagles each. So head on over to Money Metals, make your purchase, and automatically enter to win. For those of you who are unaware, I do have my own webpage. I can be found at Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I do post videos that I can't post on YouTube without getting in trouble. I also have my own Facebook group called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. I can also be found over here on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, Odyssey, and now I'm on Rumble. For whatever reasons, my videos are not showing up on my channel yet, but I can be found just by going to the search button and typing in Pimpy's Investment Chat. And my videos will pop up for you to check out. If I get kicked off YouTube or I get suspended on YouTube, you can find me on any other one of these social media platforms. So what is going on out there in the crazy world? If you remember about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I was warning people that we're going to have one of the world's largest economical crashes that we've ever seen. There's too many things that had bubbles. They're way overpriced. Cryptos were overpriced. Stocks were overpriced. Real estate was overpriced. And bonds were in a bubble as well. I said once one starts popping, then a chain reaction is going to happen. Now, what I didn't take in consideration is when you have a political party that is going out of their way to cause most of the problems that we're going through. A quick look at cryptos. They're now running in the red, but not like a whole lot. We have Bitcoin at $28,866.71. Ethereum is at $1,897. We have XRP at 45 cents. Cardano's at 37 cents. Dogecoin is at 7 cents. Hex is at 5 cents. Polygon is at 97 cents. Solana is at $21.86. Polkadot at $5.63. Litecoin at $83.58. And Shiba went ahead and added that 0 back on there. So now you have, let's see here, 509. Not good. Not what we want to see. The same with Terra Luna Classic. They now have 409. And this really sucks because Terra Luna really started to go up and it was feeling pretty good about it. So I'm still keeping these cryptos just because if, for whatever reason, cryptos start to go on any kind of a real run that's consistent, because people keep talking about a bull run. I said, yeah, wait till cryptos are consistently moving in the right direction. Just not for 1 or 2 days or even 3 days. You know, they have to consistently move upwards. And that hasn't been happening for quite some time. I bought my cryptos with discretionary funds. It doesn't make a difference to me one way or another what happens to them. Satama at 2010. Good Lord, they might actually add a 0 themselves. Look at the volume. Yesterday it was up 98%. Now it's down 44%. I think people are just really paying attention to what's going on out there. Most people are moving into gold and silver, of course. So let's catch a little bit of this video because it's important for you to see what I'm talking about.
Your favorite store may be gone before the year ends. Big box retailers, grocery stores, apparel chains, home goods companies, and even some very big names like Burger King, GameStop, and Sephora are announcing mass store closings in 2023 due to a series of economic threats emerging everywhere all at once. The situation is so dire that analysts estimate that by the end of 2023, the national brick-and-mortar footprint may be reduced by up to 20%.
Now again, remember, we got the Biden administration telling us that the economy is strong. Unemployment rate is better than it's ever been. Inflation is doing good. Gas prices are down. Well, no, not exactly. They're Biden. They went back up again.
The biggest annual decline since the onset of the U.S. retail apocalypse in 2017. We may actually surpass the number of closures seen during the pandemic, when thousands of businesses collapsed pretty much overnight. This is certainly an unprecedented crisis, and in today's video, we've decided to expose which major chains are shrinking their store bases this year, so you can have the chance to visit some of these beloved retailers one last time. 20 big box retailers closing down stores right now. 1. Burger King. The popular fast food chain plans to close up to 400 restaurants before the end of 2023, Today.com reported. Last month, the CEO of Restaurant Brands International Inc., which owns Burger King, said the company is preparing to close between 300 and 400 locations.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the World Economic Forum's trying to force people to stop eating beef. And this is why you're starting to see fast food restaurants close down. These stores closing down, these fast food restaurants closing down, all are part of a bigger agenda, man. I keep telling you, they want everybody to buy from one location. The more they consolidate all the power into the hands of just a few people, the more they can control you, the people. That's why it's important for you to come together as a community, get to talking to your neighbor, start learning how to grow food. Figure out where your farmer's market is. Need to be in survival mode for reals.
The chain's CEO, Joshua Kobza, said in a call announcing Q1 earnings results that Burger King historically closes a couple hundred Burger King restaurants each year, but economic challenges are increasing the number of closings in 2023.
So as these stores close down, more and more people are competing for less and less jobs. Now, add in the fact that the Democrats love allowing illegal aliens here, and they're here by the millions. And those people are going to be competing with you as well for your jobs. Add that on to all the so-called riots where they burn down businesses and allowing the looting. Yeah, you can see where this is going. A lot of this stuff was allowed to happen for a reason. So this isn't looking good at all. You know, you just watch them close one after the other after the other. Again, what contributes to all this is, first of all, the shutdown from the RONA. You have cargo ships that are sitting on both the east and west coast out there holding goods, and that's been there for weeks. And they said that drivers weren't allowed to come in because they needed to deal with the RONA, but now the RONA's gone. Then the cost of fuel went up, so they couldn't even fuel up their trucks, so there's less drivers on the road. That means a lot of these stores weren't getting their supplies. You add in riots, burning down things, looting the stores, inflation going up. It starts a domino effect one after the other. People start competing more and more for lesser jobs. And now you're also going to be competing with well over, 13 million illegal immigrants here now? That's just the ones we know about. Under Obama, he stopped keeping track of them. So 13 million illegal immigrants that are here that are going to be competing for your jobs. Still want to vote Democrat? Keep going. Rampant criminal activity. Nordstrom just shut down both of its San Francisco stores. Follows big retailers like Whole Foods, Office Depot, who've also fled the city. Here's why. And Gavin Newsom wants to be our president? Look what he allows over there. They allow shoplifting up to $950. Nordstrom's is closing both of its San Francisco stores. As crime is dwindling, foot traffic sucks the profits from major retailers in the city. The luxury department store chain said its store in Westfield Mall will shutter at the end of August, while the Nordstrom rack across the street will close on July 1st. But look how this person goes about this really nicely. But as many of you know, the dynamics of the downtown San Francisco market have changed dramatically over the past several years, impacting customers' foot traffic to our stores and our ability to operate successfully. So, but people keep voting these same people back in. Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom. What are these people doing? Seriously, Eric Swalwell, Dianne Feinstein. This is what they brought to you. It's going to be ugly. The CEO is issuing a dire warning about the U.S. real estate, saying areas will be destroyed. But he still likes this one niche. What is it and how to invest in it? I'd mentioned that the real estate market was in a crash. If you guys just hold on to your money, there's no sense rushing out. I have people saying they rushed out to get a home because interest rates were going up. I said, no, you shouldn't do that. Congratulations, you just got into a very overpriced house. You're going to start seeing the cost of real estate drop dramatically. I said, don't be surprised if they don't lose 40, 50, 60% of their value. For those of you who are holding on to precious metals, just hang tight. Just make yourself as liquid as possible. So once the market bottoms out, you can start buying houses for less than half the price you would have paid if you were to pay for it today. Maybe if you had the money to put down on one house, you now have money to put down on two houses. Instead, hold on to the money and start cleaning up your credit so that you're ready when the time comes and the market bottoms out, if BlackRock doesn't buy them all. The commercial real estate market is tumbling towards a crash that could be as devastating as the 2008-2009, according to the CEO of a real estate investment firm. It's going to be worse, way worse. So what they do is they do this, they pump the market, then drop it so that these big corporations can come in and buy property and real estate by the bulk. Remember, the World Economic Forum said you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. How's that possible? Because they drive the value of houses down so low, people are upside down, they can't afford it, they raise the interest rates, they end up losing their house to foreclosures, and these big corporations come and pick them up, and then they'll rent them to you. So Patrick Carroll, founder and CEO of Carroll, sounded the alarm about the state of the United States commercial real estate market in a recent interview with CNBC. The party's over, unfortunately, he said. The office market's going to be destroyed. Hotels are going to be destroyed. It's going to be ugly. I hope you guys are prepared. I hope you have your precious metals. Seriously, it's getting worse every day. Look at this right here. Since the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March, experts have raised concerns about the mega $1.5 trillion wall of debt looming for U.S. commercial properties. Just sitting there nicely on the books of these banks. As they close, then they pass on those assets to other banks, slowly dwindling into just 4 or 5 banks who will control everything. And then BlackRock or Vanguard will come and pick up those properties really cheap. Nordstrom shuts down stores in crime-ridden San Francisco. I just read an article. We already know about that. Don't let your representatives make an excuse for where you are. They allowed this stuff to happen. They absolutely did. They're going to tell you that it was unavoidable, but it wasn't. They didn't have to lock you guys down. They didn't have to force people to get the jab. You didn't have to force people to wear the mask. People could have continued coming into your place of work. They could have continued working. Everybody could have stood up and demanded that these people stop what they were doing, but none of that took place. Only about 50% of the nation refused to conform. So Burger King has estimated that the fast food giant will have to shutter up to 400 locations across the country. According to the earnings release, Burger King axed 124 locations in the year up to March, leaving 6,964 restaurants still open. A lot of people now in the unemployment line, competing with a lot of other people for a smaller amount of jobs available. Boy, I miss the days when we had the work participation number was way up there. Unemployment numbers were lower than it's ever been. Records were set all the way across the board. The home median income had increased by over $4,000. For the first time in our history, we saw the lower level individuals, their salaries increasing faster than their bosses up above them. That was the first time that happened in history. We also had more jobs than people available to work. Don't you miss those days? Yes, I miss Trump as well. So Meridian Restaurants Unlimited filed for bankruptcy in March. struggling with raising food costs and poor sales at over 100 locations. Again, you guys got to remember something. There's a crap load of food processing plants around the world that are catching on fire. You have chickens, ducks, turkeys, all of them being euthanized by the government, claiming that they're all suffering from some type of flu that's out there. So food shortages are coming really quick. You have the government cracking down on beef. So how long until people actually start starving? Now you got to add on, there's a couple of strikes going on. One that's dealing with the railroads, and now you got American airline pilots vote overwhelmingly to authorize a strike. So they're striking. So now if you got to go to work, you can't fly to your jobs because there's not enough flights available. That affects your income. That affects your jobs. You see how this domino effect works. These people that plotted this, planned this sucker out just right. If you do not have gold and silver, you're going to be hurting. So let me show you something that a lot of people don't know. If you can't afford a full ounce of gold, you don't have to get a full ounce of gold. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can buy rounds. So you have 1/10 of an ounce of gold. See, you don't have to buy a full ounce. That's a couple $100. You got a quarter of an ounce. That's $600. A quarter ounce here. You got 1 gram right here for $89. So don't sit back and say to yourself, I can't afford anything. Then you're never going to accumulate anything. Start getting these small dollar ones before long. They'll start adding up. Here again, you got 1 gram bars for $90. Half gram bars for $47. They're tiny, but they add up. As the price of gold goes up, so does all of these. You got 1 gram bars here for $91. Unless you really got deep pockets, you go buy a 10-ounce gold bar for $20,000. These are fractionals. I like these. Look at this. Right here, you can get 20 1 gram bars. They come together. You can pop them off. There's 20 of them for $1,500. Over here, you can get 100 1 gram bars for $7,000. Over here, you get 50 1 gram bars for $3,500. Silver has the same thing. If you go to silver and you go to like rounds, and even if you have the money to buy the 1 ounces, you should start considering stocking up on these smaller ones. So if you have to negotiate or swap with people, you're not swapping a full ounce of silver when you don't need it. These are 1/10 of an ounce rounds, or $6 each. 1/10 there, 1/10 there. You got quarter ounces. These are the size of a quarter for $10 each. You got ones that are the size of 50-cent pieces at $16 each. It's something to consider. If you look at bars, so you have a bag of bars, a bag containing 10 bars, 1/10 of an ounce of silver. That's $43. Look at this one. This is cool. So you can get 100 1 gram silver bars. There's 100 of these little cubes. You can break them off and trade with people for $166. So you have 10 grams. Each one of these is 10 grams each. So you got 10 of them. You can break them off and trade with people. $158. Something to think about, because a lot of people say they can't really afford anything. I say you'd be surprised. As you can clearly see, the chain reaction has already started. And just so you are aware, these people contributed to it. The people that you keep voting into office. You need change. You need to vote them out. Stop getting sucked into the, oh, these people are racist. Oh, all that crap. Get away from it. It's bull crap. You want somebody that's going to go in there and stop the crime, stop the looting, help you develop your community as much as possible. Anyways, that's it for now. Let me know what you think. I'll look forward to your comments, and I will catch you later. I'm out.